tongue, ready to be heard at any moment. There's no hesitation holding me back when I fling at him. That straight face he keeps as I do so doesn't help temper my anger either. It only makes me want to slap some more sense into him.
Shouldn't I be the one asking you that?
Becca, I've been waiting here the whole time since that mess in the hall. I told you I hate parties like...
And before that, where have you been the entire evening?
Right then and there, I might have forgiven him if he'd shown some ounce of remorse for leaving me like that. Maybe he could have looked away, given me a sign that my assumptions might be right. Doesn't even need to put them into words. A single gesture of confirmation is all I need. Rather, what I get is the same impassive look. He does that whenever he can't disclose anything. He does that whenever he's lying. In the face of it, amidst the thick tension, if frustrated off is the only thing I can summon.
Be that way. Fine. Suit yourself.
No more words. After everything I've seen and heard tonight, I'm already too exhausted for those. So without speaking any further, I simply walk past him and stomp over his car. Although before I can open the door, he calls out, one hand outstretched, a gentle weight on my shoulders.
Wait, Becca.
He pauses, his brows furrowing and lips curving into a slight frown. I can almost see gears turning in his head while he tries to piece together everything he wants to say. Before, perhaps, I might have waited patiently for those. He's not a man fond of using words to express himself. More often than not, any gestures of honesty will only come out blunt and coarse when forced. But today, for one reason or another, I simply can't summon that forbearance.
Ashton, if you're just going to waste my time again...
Becca, listen. I don't know how else...
That much is obvious. Why don't you just take the whole bloody night? Go on. I can wait until next year. Better yet, why don't you just keep it all to yourself like you always do? It's not like...
Rebecca, will you hear me out first?
The silence I can offer him. But whether I believe what he's about to say is still up for debate. A very long debate.
I honestly don't know how else to put this. I'm aware your parents have some kind of history with Hannah Wright, and somehow you're friends with her. But you should stay away from these people for now, especially the husband.
Who? Luke?
His expression deepens into a scowl at my mention of the name, but whatever opinion he has, he does not immediately voice. Still, something about it has greatly displeased him, evident in the stiff note his tone assumes.
Yeah, he's bad news.
He's bad news? How? It's my turn to frown this time. What does he mean by that?
Care to explain your reasons?
I've not meant for it to sound as harsh as it does, but anger and frustration have never been a good match in me. Particularly in nights like this. It's not surprising when Ashton jerks back as if I struck him. For a fleeting moment, something akin to hurt darts across his features, his eyes narrowing and hands closing in tightly into a fist at his side. Then swiftly he glances away and shifts his focus on the line of trees nearby, like an answer can be gleaned from the dark expanse.
I'm really sorry, Becca.
What is it for? For the party? The vague answers he continues to give. Does it include all those times before this? The year's worth of it? I don't doubt its sincerity. However, at the moment, the forgiveness he's asking is not something I'm all too willing to end, furious as I am. It's frankly a wonder how I can keep myself from raising my voice at him.
We'll talk about this tomorrow. And you better have a proper answer for me by then.
There's a brief hesitation before I step away. A short moment of wanting to say more, of waiting if he has anything to add. He's only silent, eyes still trained at a distance. It's the last glimpse I see of him before I climb inside the car. If the door slams closed with the same force as the anger I am holding, its sound merely vanishes into the night unnoticed. He follows soon after, and shortly we're on our way back to the city. Yet, even with the city's bright lights welcoming us, the dense, somber air from the mansion still lingers. The moon is almost at its highest by the time we reach Salemwell. Even after our respective heads have cooled off, the atmosphere within the car remains rife with unspoken tension. This is not a problem so easily fixed with a few handshakes. Quite frankly, I don't know what will. Ashton himself has no idea what to do when he alights and dawdles awkwardly in the middle of the car park, unsure. It almost seems like he's having an internal debate whether he should say goodbye or mutter another apology. I could have driven him away purely out of spite the second I've gotten off. Still, old habits die hard. It's late and Ashton's flat is on the other side of the city. Irritation might still rear its head every time I look at him right now, but I'm not too cruel to put him up on another long drive. Especially when he still appears as if hasn't gotten any rest.
You can borrow the couch.
I throw the keys to my flat his way before a protest forms on his lips. Although he catches it with ease, he eyes it with a wary expression and shoots a puzzled glance my way.
You haven't been forgiven. We're still going to have that talk, believe me. But I'm not about to send you out on another drive looking like that. It's late. Go get some rest.
We're setting aside a lot of loose ends like this, but he appears to have accepted that reason, at least in the meantime. He does give me another questioning glance when I shove past him, putting my mobile in the process.
Where are you going? I thought...
You go ahead upstairs. I need to contact Professor Andrew.
Andrew? Why would you... Oh no. Please. Is this that thing Isabella said this morning? Again?
Yep, it is.
I already gave her my word, Becca. I'll look into this BRC crap. No need to drag the old guy into it.
Of course. Excuse me. Of course, he's still skeptical. It makes wonder if he's even seeing anything at all. Figures this church will stay away from the scoffer. But this is another loose end tonight that I can't just leave alone. Ashton's belief notwithstanding. It just so happens that it's one I can delve into using means other than taking a look at the mansion itself.
Ashton, do you really think I still give a shite after that stunt you pulled tonight?
No, but this is...
I spent so many years with him to know this is about to turn into another argument. Before he can finish it, I cut him off with a firm raise of my hand.
Look, I don't care. There are weird things happening around here. And yes, it's Isabella's brand of weird. Ghostly voices, strange sounds, and a bloody woman sitting at the back of my car. You don't have to believe me. And I no longer have the patience to convince you, so just...
Damn!
Just leave me be, Ashton.
She's just telling him, jeez. He doesn't push it, growing quiet instead. Although, I know he has a whole case of it prepared inside his head. But there's a reluctant shift in his moment when he steps away from a conversation. Short of climbing the stairs, he stops. Turns to face me with an expression almost too conflicted.
Are you really sure?
What?
That there was something? That you've been, seeing things?
Yes, I'm very, very certain.
Shit.
Now go. And you better not break anything in there. The last time I let you stay over, it was that statuette Belle gave me. You haven't even replaced that one.
That last of my reprimand goes both unheard and unanswered as he disappears behind the stairs. If things are not as strange, he might have a quip or two about that, followed by a light banter. Feels like he might start to believe us. Instead, for a long moment, I am left staring after him. There's something in the way he asks that nags. Coupled with his expression, the whole exchange just feels unsettling. One that doesn't fade even as I gather my thoughts and shifts my focus on another, even as I dial Professor Andrew's number. And that's when it clicks. During the long wait for the professor, one straight thought emerges from the unease. Ashton has not intended for his questions to be a jibe. It's concern. For what though? For my well-being? The letters curse? The woman I mentioned? The answers for those will have to wait, however. Finally, the calls connect and Professor Andrew's voice echoes from the receiver.
Professor Andrew?
Rebecca? It's late.
Yeah, sorry about that, Professor.
What can I do for you?
I know, I'm sorry, but this is a bit urgent.
After all, this is a more pressing matter. Our lives might be at stake and we're still in the dark.
Actually, I was wondering if I could ask you to do me a favor.
October 30. Jesus, that chapter is long. Alright. Well guys, I was hoping to finish this chapter, but geez, it's just taking forever right now. So, it's been nearly 6 hours I've been streaming. I think I'm gonna end it now. I know it's kinda not the best time because I know we all want to know what's going to happen next. But we will know that tomorrow. Actually, maybe tomorrow I'm not gonna be streaming. If I do stream, it's gonna be pretty early in the morning. Maybe at noon, around that, because I'm actually working in the night. In the evening, I mean. So stay tuned. Stay tuned. And yeah. So if you enjoyed the cast, guys, please consider giving a little follow. I try to stream every day when I can. And if you want also to be updated on all the social medias, there are links under the video for Twitter, Facebook, Steam, and YouTube. The void for today's cast are gonna be up tonight. So if you missed something and want to know what happened before, they're gonna be on YouTube. Alright guys, so that's gonna be it for me. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.
Could swear it's been 700 degrees in here since you came in. I could swear that this room has been running out of air, and now it's starting to spin. You make me feel kind of bad, kind of